Welcome to the second episode of Ball Without Borders podcast. We didn't know we would make it this far. Second episode, here we are. Talking about Pool A this time. Talking about Pool A. So, first thing I want to talk about is we got a sponsor. We're lucky to have the sponsor. It's a great sponsor. This one's called F3 Athletics. F3 Athletics. Their slogan is "Personalize the game, make it yours." All right, personalize the game, make it yours. Make sure you check them out. F3athletics.com. Use code BWB for 10% off your order. All right. And so, talk to us about what we're going to be talking about today.
So today we're going to be going over doing a deep dive into Pool A. We're excited. Last time we had an overview. We went back in time, but today we're just going to be looking at the Pool A. The one that's going to be hosted in San Juan, Puerto Rico, March 6th through the 11th. It includes teams Colombia, Panama, Canada, Cuba, and Puerto Rico. Very excited about that. And actually, I don't know if we shared it last time. Our plan is to, God willing, and hopefully be there for that pool play and make sure that we have a good time. Like trying to replicate what we did in 2023. We had such a good time doing it, and I'm really looking forward to having that experience again.
Sure,
and being in San Juan. I mean, obviously we're Puerto Ricans. I was born and raised there, and I can only imagine if the environment, if the atmosphere in Miami was excellent, I can only imagine how it would be when it's in San Juan. It includes, Team Puerto Rico over there. So that's going to be really cool.
Yep. And so, speaking of that, let's talk about where it's going to be played. Right? It's going to be played in the Hiram Bithram Stadium in San Juan, the capital of Puerto Rico. Right? It's got an 18,000 person capacity, but they're renovating it right now. It should be ready for the WBC to up to 25,000, which is good.
Yeah.
18,000 is a little small for a baseball stadium, but 25,000 is good. Good little renovation upgrade.
Yeah, it's an old turf field. That's something that they've done in most of the bigger fields in the island, particularly because of the rains, the upkeep, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a little bit different,
It's looked at as the A1 stadium in the Caribbean, and it skipped 2023. It wasn't a host. In 2017, it was a host. Puerto Rico was there in 2017 for their pool play, but it's back, and this pool is going to run through March 6th through the 11th. And again, the teams are Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, and Colombia. So those are the 5 teams that are going to be on there, right? And so in this group, the qualifier was Colombia. So let's get started into the team. So qualifier was Colombia. We did not get the best luck of the best draw out of the qualifiers. I think this team's going to be pretty good. And
Colombia is the first team we're going to discuss. Colombia is the qualifier into this pool. But I have to say, like we discussed on our first episode, Colombia is not your typical qualifier. Neither of us believe that Colombia is the weakest team on this pool. Actually, I was quite miffed when I saw that they put this team on our pool, because this pool was already strong, right? And to put a strong qualifier into this pool makes things that much more even. As we discussed on our original podcast, we do believe, and Diego brought that up, and I had never considered it that way, but I think he's right. This is the most evenly distributed, pool, where it's an even distribution. I think, in any given day, anybody could beat anybody, right?
Baseball's so beautiful.
It's going to be cool. So it's going to be cool to see what happens with Colombia.
So let's get into Team Colombia. Team Colombia, so they qualified. They killed the qualifiers. It wasn't really close. I
think they only allowed a run or two.
They only allowed one run. They scored 23.
Yeah.
They went 3-0, so it wasn't that big of a, they killed the qualifiers. So the first player, the biggest player that just committed recently, Jose Quintana.
Oh, for sure.
Big old MLB veteran. He's been around the league forever. It's a good starter. He was on the Brewers right now. He didn't get signed until about March 5th.
Mm-hmm.
After spring training, everything, 3 weeks into the season. and he's got there with a 2.83 ERA.
Yeah, and he's 4-1. He's 4-1 at the moment. And he's killing it. I mean, he's doing great. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think his ERA may have gone down to 2.65 after his last inning, or outing, I should say. He's bringing it. You know, so the fact that he already announced that he was committed to the team, that is a big get, you know, for Team Colombia, and that goes to show you how the Colombians and the Colombian team are really committed. You know, I'm excited to what's going to happen. You know,
they gave USA problems last time.
Oh yeah,
2023. They gave USA problems. So Quintana's a 13-year vet with a 3.73 career ERA. So great, and he's the first Colombian born pitcher to get to 100 wins. So
yeah,
so it's, you know, I think one of their top players of all time. But it's a great thing for WBC to have him in the tournament, and not a great thing for us to have him in the tournament. But not on our pool, but not on our pool. But then other people we were talking about, I got Donovan Solana. He's a 13-year MLB vet. He's a career 277 hitter, so he's a good contact guy. Not gonna give you a lot of power, but a good contact bat who's been in the majors for about 13 years.
Yeah,
and he's a utility guy as well, so he can play all positions in the infield.
Yeah, so, he's 37 years old. Yeah. You know, so he's a little, you know, he's on the wrong side of his career, but he's been a wonderful. He's going to bring that veteran presence, you know, to that team, mm-hmm. and which is very important, particularly in a short series like that, right? You need, like we discussed. I think it was you that mentioned that, you know, in a short series, you know, somebody gets hot, you don't know what could happen, right? So having a veteran presence like that knows how to play baseball, knows how to play the game, and knows how to elevate the teammates around him, you know, that's going to be cool. You know, that's going to be important for them.
And I got a pitcher that they have. They have a good amount of pitchers. They have Nabil Crismat and Luis Patino. Those are two of the guys that I highlighted. He's a veteran. Crismat is a veteran reliever, career 3.71 ERA, but he hasn't pitched more than 20 innings in MLB since 2022. So it's been a while. Patino, he was a former Ray. You remember him? He's a highly touted prospect. He didn't really turn on the MLB. He's in different leagues now. But you know, he has like good highly touted prospect for a reason. Has good stuff, and you know, could turn it on for a tournament and get himself a contract. But you know, do you have anybody else that you want to?
Well, there's two. I mean, we cannot forget about Julio Teran. You know, Teran has been he is now currently with the Toros de Tijuana, you know, in the Mexican League, but he's been, you know, a proven pitcher, you know, for a long time in the MLB. As a matter of fact, he pitched tremendously in the qualifier. He pitched 5 scoreless innings against Brazil, who ended up, you know, being the other qualifier out of that pool. So I mean, he's doing well, you know, in the Mexican League. So we cannot forget about that.
Mexican League that's subiendo.
So that's
a good league.
Arguably, right now between Korea and them, they're in Mexican. They're probably third league in the whole wide world, you know, so something to consider. The other one that I would say, so it's I don't know if you heard of this kid. There's a kid that is in the minors, Lordoy, I think it's his last name. He's a pitcher. In 2024 he had a .60 ERA. It was high A, you know, of course, you know, but it's a young kid, David Lordoy. .60 ERA in A ball last year. Listen, you know, that kid could mean could bring trouble, you know, for us. So I think that's another area, which leads me to the next point, which is their biggest strength in this team is pitching.
For sure.
Pitching. They have a lot of people with MLB experience and on their roster. Very good pitchers all around, even in their bullpen. That is certainly the strength of this team.
For sure. But another cat that I want to talk about, you're talking about a young guy, is Michael Arroyo. He's an infielder for the Mariners org. He's a top prospect for the Mariners. He posted a 904 OPS with 11 home runs in high A ball in 2024. And he played in the Colombian Winter League, so I don't think there's a question if he's going to be on the team or not. But he played in the Colombian Winter League and had a 995 OPS.
Yeah.
So good hitter, good young guy, and could. I mean, these are the guys that come out of nowhere.
And he's just 19 years old. He's just
cat.
19 years old, which is something that's awesome. You know, that's awesome to remember.
We like obviously you see high or A ball whatever, but A ball's got some like.
Oh yeah.
Because like it's a lot of young guys, you know. Because sometimes I think AAA gets a little overrated. Because I think sometimes AAA is a lot of people who are on the cusp and never really make it to the MLB. So it's a lot of older guys. But I think the like A ball, AA, it's a lot of filled with a lot younger guys with a lot of talent, a lot of promise to make it to the league. So anybody who does good in A ball, they have good. You know, they're a good player. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's another aspect of this team. It's a good mixture of veterans with MLB experience, and then the other half is they have a lot of young talent. A lot of young talent.
The next WBC, watch out for Ted.
Absolutely. They have great pitching, and again, going back to the fact that this is a short series, when you have great pitching and good enough defense, right? Anything can happen.
For sure.
Right? Anything can happen. One of these kids gets hot, and 2 or 3 hits here and there can make a difference between winning and losing. So this is a dangerous team. This is a very dangerous team.
And another person I want to highlight before we get into the lineup. I know you want to get into the lineup, but Harold Ramirez.
Oh yeah.
Tempe Ray. That guy just knows how to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Like he will give you the most funkiest swings. There's gonna be a prop of what color hair he has because he changes his hair color about every week. But he knows how to put the ball out there and he's a great contact guy.
Yeah.
A veteran. But overall, this again, you said it. This team has great pitching, but their offense lacks a little firepower. Mostly in the power department. There's a lot of guys that hit
the power.
contact,
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of power over there. But we'll see. But next thing I want to talk about, they got screwed with their schedule. I don't know if you saw that one.
No, I didn't go into that. No.
They play the 6th, which is the first day of the pool, against Puerto Rico at the night game.
Oh wow! Okay, that's how they start.
They go and they play the 7th on the day game.
Ooh, so back to back, but on the day game.
The day game against Canada.
Oh.
They go then the 8th. So we're 3 days straight against Cuba. So they go against the top 3 teams in the pool.
And back to back.
And they go the 9th day, which they had a Cuba day game, and they go to Panama the 9th, a night game. So they got a day game and a night game. That's the problem with qualifiers. I mean, you're going to get the scrapes. Of
Wow, so they play 4 days in a row?
They don't play the 10th or the 11th.
Oh, so they don't have a break. No. Oh, wow. So that's what you get as a qualifier. Wow, dang. Wow, that's a tough schedule. That's a tough schedule. I mean, that's what you get for being a qualifier, right? But, again, veteran presence and a lot of young kids. And a lot of young people over there. I think they can manage it. I mean, this is a dangerous team. This is on the upswing team that, like you said, on the next tournament, maybe not 2026 is not their time, but watch out 2029. Watch out 2029 for sure, for sure. So what about the lineup? Who do you see on your lineup?
I got Harold leading off. Really?
Really? Okay.
He's a leadoff. He led off for the Rays, and I got him playing. He's a DH, he can play the corners and the outfield as well. So I got him leading off and good. He'll get on base. More like Kyle Schwarber type leadoff.
Okay.
Bigger dude.
That's why I kind of got him as my third as a third batter because he's a 285 lifetime hitter. I mean, he's a good hitter.
He's a good hitter. Yeah.
He's a good hitter. So.
And I got another young cat batting second, Jordan Diaz. I don't know
Jordan
if you have him.
Diaz.
He's a young
Diaz.
That he hit 3 home runs in the 2023 WBC. So he was there.
He's playing in Japan. He's playing Japan.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of time over there for sure.
So Japan's a great league again, but
playing second base.
We skipped Japan, but Japan's definitely the second best league, I would say. And then
for sure. United States.
Mexico is
that's the third. Yeah, who they're battling the third. Yeah.
But so he's been in the WBC. He's been in those moments, and I think he's a good second batter. Who do you got for your third batter?
For me, I had Harold Ramirez, as my third batter. So, but I can see how you're doing the Kyle Schwarber kind of thing, although except without the power.
Yeah.
Harold doesn't have the power, but he can get on base, and because he can get on base with his, because he's a guy that bats for average. Would be I can see why he would definitely could be in that first batting slot.
Yeah.
I also had this is up for debate, right?
No,
but
it's
I had
changed.
Michael Arroyo, that young kid. Mm-hmm. I had him as my second batter. He had a 904 OPS in high A last year.
Yeah.
So that kid can play. That kid can play. It's just it'd be interesting to see what happens. And then as fourth batter, again.
Well, I three. I'm sorry. I got Gio Urshela.
Oh, you got Gio Urshela? I have him as my fourth. I have him as my fourth batter. Yeah. So we're kind of sort of flip flopping here and there.
He's another MLB vet. He's played in big moments. He's played on the Yankees. He's played in that big market.
He's playing with the A's right now. I think he's platooning a little bit at third base.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's batting 217 or something like that. He's on the down again. He's on the downside of his career, but he's a veteran. Veteran presence. That can play solid defense. So he's definitely going to be on that lineup for sure.
So who's your fourth? Or who's your fifth? Right?
So I had you mentioned him. You had Jordan Diaz as your second. I had Jordan Diaz as my fifth. Mm-hmm. So we kind of said, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
I got for my fourth batter. I got Jorge Alfaro.
Oh, okay.
He's a catcher. He played for the Padres.
Oh, so you have
Padres,
So you have I have Jair Camargo starting at catcher.
Oh.
So, but I have him lower, in the lineup. Not that far. I have Dilson Herrera as the first as playing first baseman, being the sixth batter. On that spot. I don't know who you have playing first base.
Oh, Jesus.
No, Dilson Herrera.
Oh, okay. I don't have him in my lineup. But,
well, again, this is who knows what's going to happen.
I went with experience. Jorge Alfaro been in the league for a long time. He's a power bat at the catcher position, which you're not going to find a lot in the catcher position. So I think he's a good fourth batter.
And I think you may be right. Jair Camargo, he's a defensive player. He's a defensive stuff, but he doesn't bat for average, and he definitely doesn't bat for power. So I don't know. I have him there because I think he is the best, the better defensive catcher.
But it's good they have those two catchers that can.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Yeah. Particularly when you have such a solid pitching squad.
Sure.
You want a good catcher behind the plate.
So where are we at? What batter are you on?
So I'm on my sixth batter right now. Mm-hmm. And then
so let me go my fifth then. My fifth was Donovan Solano.
Donovan Solano.
My fifth. Contact bat. If the fourth batter gets out, he's gonna be the guy to get people on base.
No, that's good.
Move the runner.
That's definitely a good. Yeah.
So I got him batting fifth.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So who you have at seventh?
Sixth.
Oh, sixth for you. Yeah.
Jesus Mariga.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He was the MVP of the qualifiers.
Mariaga.
He had
Mariaga.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He had a 500 average with a 1300 OPS.
Yeah.
You'd be silly not to give him a shot in that lineup.
Yeah, for sure.
He was the one that pushed you guys in this contention and that made you in the WBC. He's a great player. He's gonna beat this lineup.
Mariaga is who I had starting as my first batter.
Okay.
You had Harold Ramirez. I had Mariaga. He batted 500 in the qualifier. So that's who I had as my number one batter. Of course, we can get into deep over here, but going to your seventh, who you have a seventh?
Michael Arroyo.
Oh, Michael Arroyo, yeah. The young kid, yeah, for sure. Eighth?
Renaldo Rodriguez. He's a guy who's played for Team Colombia since 2013. So he's an older guy. He's been on the team every year. So he's also another vet that knows how to play the game.
I on that spot. I have Jose Ramos. He's playing left field. He's in the San Francisco system. He's a speedy guy. So we're getting to the point where probably the younger. If I were Colombia, again, I know experience and it's important and that kind of stuff, but. Again, realizing that this, I know you. Everybody wants to win, right? Everybody wants to win, but I think you have to also develop, and I think again, this may not be the time, but if you put these guys in those spots right here, right now, give them the chance. Come 2029,
No, for sure.
I wouldn't want to play Colombia, baby.
and last batter, I got Oscar McCalla playing center field.
Okay.
He's a talk about speed and a defensive player. Not really gonna get you a lot with the bat, but he's a guy, a second leadoff that can get down a bunt. And he played for the Guardians formerly in the majors. So.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I have that. So let's predict the record. What do you think the record's going to be for them?
I got him at 1-3. 1-3.
You got them at 1-3. So I'm in between. I agree with you. I'm in between 1-3 and 2-2.
Oh wow, 2 wins.
Listen, go back to what happened in 2023 for them, right? Or with them, they took several teams to extra innings. They took USA to extra innings. Their pitching can carry them, right? And as young as they are, there's another tournament of experience. I think they're a dangerous team. And again, going back to their schedule, that goes against them. But I think 1-3, I can see it. And I actually don't think they're going to be the relegation one on this spot. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go 2-2. Could they win against Cuba? Could they win against Canada? Mm-hmm. I think they're going to beat Panama. But they could beat Cuba. They could even surprise and beat Canada.
Ask you this question.
Who knows?
I'm going to ask you this question. So you're saying they're on the verge of 1-3 and 2-2. Who's that X factor that gets them to be that 2-2 team? Who's got to be that MVP of the tournament for them?
It's Quintana and Teran, in my opinion. Again, pitching. Their pitching has to be solid. So if Teran comes through, if Quintana comes through, and then they can get to that bullpen, right, and hold them off the rest of the game, watch out.
I don't think it's gonna be a lot of high-scoring games.
No. I think they have they have experienced pitching that can really make a difference, and I think that's gonna be the highlight for them for sure.
Okay, vamos a Team Panamá.
Mm-hmm.
So Team Panama, they had a good show in 2023. They had
for sure.
They were playing. So they didn't get relegated. They were the 4th seed in our pool.
Mm-hmm.
And going over some player highlights, I think the MVP of this team has got to be Edmundo Sosa. That guy has got to be an MVP candidate. He's got to play at an MVP level for them to have a shot to get passed through. He posted a 133 OPS in 2024 for the Phillies. It's a good shortstop. Great player, and he's got to come through for them.
Oh so yeah, if he talk about, so everybody, the most well known, the most experienced guy, their best player of the last few years has been Christian Betancourt for a long time. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But Sosa is the present. Mm-hmm. Sosa is the foreseeable future for them. And if he doesn't bring it, if he gets neutralized, this team is going to be in trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
This team is going to be in trouble. As we discussed last time, Panama is our pick for last in this pool. This is a team that has a lot of deficits, a lot of holes.
But they also have, I think, another one that they have a lot of young cats to grow on. They had a good presence. Another one, Jose Ramos. Mm-hmm. He's an outfielder for the LA Dodgers organization. He posted a 999 OPS and 10 home runs in AA. Mm-hmm. So great player. It's a great player that can play. And I don't know if you remember him, Enrique Bradfield. He was on Vanderbilt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
He's Panamanian. He
is? Okay, I didn't know that. So I don't even have him on my list.
He's another contact speed guy who's played in Vandy, played in those big moments. Another young guy can come through and play and give them some innings. I mean,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, the thing is, Christian Betancourt, for instance, he's on the wrong side of his career.
Yeah.
He's actually, I believe, he's in AAA right now. Yeah, so he's not even on a roster. And actually, this is another thing. Only 4 players from Panamanian players, started in the MLB in rosters, at the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. So they're thin. They're thin. But like you said, they have a lot of young players, and they're experienced players. are most of them on the downside of their careers, right? So this is gonna be a tough outing for them. It's gonna
I
be
think it's a transitional year for them.
For sure.
Tournament for
Yeah,
them.
for sure.
But,
for sure.
I think their ace is gonna be Jaime Barria. He's a Mexico vet, 2.23 ERA posted in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Consistent arm. He's had that around that ERA for a long time in Mexico, so he's a good ace for them.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that another pitcher they have is Ariel Ural. No, Ariel. He's a KBO vet, so he played in the Korea Baseball League, and he has a 2.21 ERA.
Oh wow!
So he's a good. Another one that's a good. He's more of a reliever, but he can stretch out to those 3-4 inning guys. So good ones.
One that is will be a wild card is Daniel Espino. So have you heard about Daniel Espino? Daniel Espino is with the Guardians. Okay. He actually was he's actually considered one of their top prospects. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, he suffered 2 catastrophic injuries. No. And he's actually right now in the 60-day DL. He's coming back from surgery. So they don't expect him to start until July at some point. Okay. To come back until July.
You should have enough time.
But having said that, if he comes back and if he gets, if he gets back to form and if he gets the permission, to play, watch out, because that kid is good. That's a wild card. That's a wild card.
I think it's an X factor.
It's an X factor. It's not a player that they can count on right here, right now. But if they could, if he's able to, and I hope he does. He's a young kid, right, with a lot of potential. But that's exactly what it is right now, potential. Mm-hmm. If he were to get cleared and move forward, that's an arm. And if he goes back to what he was doing, right, that's an arm that could mean danger. Particularly again in a short series. You plug him in one game, he can win you a game only because his talent.
So and I'm gonna let's talk to you about the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Team Panama schedule. On the 6th, the first day of the pool, they play Cuba in the day game.
Okay.
On the 6th, so they start off pretty hot. The 7th, they play Puerto Rico in the day game. So at least they have a day. So it's not day night.
So yeah, then that's a nice day and day.
Still like one of the top 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
First 2 days, and then they got Canada on the 8th. So Canada's a night game. So they finished up the day game, and they got the night game, which is a good rest.
So they play 3 days they play 3 days in a row.
They play 4 days in a row, actually.
They also play 4 days in a row.
On the 9th, they play Colombia at night. So the 8th and 9th are both night games. They have a whole day to rest. But I think it's a better, like, timing-wise, better schedule
than the Colombia. For sure.
But still, I mean, it's 4 days straight. So and they don't have the depth pitching-wise that Colombia has, so they have to be very wise with their arms.
They have to squeeze everybody, to the limit, basically.
No, those teams are going to have restrictions for them too.
No, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this team. This is going to be hard. Yeah, this team is. It's going to be a hard uphill battle for them. I mean, I honestly. I'm glad you bring that schedule too, because the other part about them is that when you look at their positional strengths, what are their positional strengths? So right now the pitching maybe
they got a good shortstop.
They got a good shortstop. So and actually middle infield they're okay, but they don't have that power hitter out there or a combination of power, whatever. So they're gonna have to depend on their pitching. There's no doubt about it, right? But it's an unknown. There's an unknown, and they're so young. They're so young, right now. So inexperience is gonna be the name of the game, for them. So it could be very hard. It could be very hard,
so My first hitter, I got Mundo Sosa.
We agree. Yeah, we agree for sure.
First hitter. Who's your second hitter?
Rodrigo Orozco. Left field.
He's a Panamanian guy. He's played in that Panamanian league for 10 years of professional vets, played in other leagues. Mm-hmm. Another good vet.
Yeah.
Third batter, I got Bethencourt.
That's. I think you have no other choice.
Because he's the power. I mean, he's your power that you have.
He's your power. He's your experience. He's your contact hitter. I mean, he knows how to hit. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, he's not the Bethencourt that he was, for however many years. But again, in this series and with these teams, you have to trust him. You have to trust him, and I think that would be the third batter for me too.
And then I have the Johan Camargo batting fourth. He's the first.
Their first their first baseman. Yeah.
He played in MLB for 2017 through 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Had an OPS over 100, which if you don't know what OPS plus means, OPS plus, anything above 100 is whatever that is, you're that much better than an average. So if you have, if you post a 101 OPS plus, you're 1% better than the average. Yeah. And he posted an OPS over 100 in 2017 and 2018. So he hit well in the MLB level.
And with power. Yeah, enough power to be above average.
He's another utility infield guy. So yeah. Who's your favorite?
I have Caballero, the third baseman.
De los Rayos.
Yeah, De los Reyes. Yeah.
One of the few MLBers over here.
Yeah.
He's an ultimate utility guy. Playing good with the Rays right now. He has over 100 OPS plus as well. And the Rays always find people, but he's a good utility guy. He's played outfield, all positions of the infield. So
he's a great utility for them. So I mean, I haven't started playing third base, but he could play anywhere. But I think that's more than likely that's the spot that he's going to play for them.
Yeah. And I got Johnny Santos spending sixth.
Me too. Center
field. 10-year professional vet. The minors, independent ball, Panama, Mexican League. I mean, we are scraping. This is the barrel.
No, the barrel. We found the bottom of the barrel. We actually scraping off the. We're grabbing the wood. We're finding. Birth certificate. Your abuela, el abuelo.
Tu suegra. Okay, dale.
They're looking for any connection to Panama, right about the bottom of the line from the sixth body on down. Is like, hey, come on, this is getting tough. Yeah, it's getting tough.
My X factor for the Team Panama is batting seventh. Jose Ramos. He's playing right field for me. He had a great year in Double-A. He posted a 933 OPS with 24 home runs in Double-A.
Yeah,
a good player, good X factor. He's another power bat that they don't have, so it's a very important bat, and I think you got to give him a shot in this lineup.
I think if you are the general manager, the manager of this team, you're gonna have to go young. I mean, honestly, and going back to Colombia, right? This you have to realize who you are, and give that young talent the avenue, to get the experience and to come through for you, right? I think you're right, Miguel Amaya, I have next as a catcher. I think that's one of a position of strength for them. I think Amaya is a good catcher.
He's a good catcher. He has a 111 OPS plus as a catcher. As a catcher, batting above average, that's a strength that not a lot of people have in the catcher position nowadays.
No, he's a good catcher. And that's a position of strength for them. So the middle infield and catcher for them, it's a good spot for sure. And then who do you have batting last?
Jimenez. Yeah. He's a young guy with a 97 plus OPS plus, so just below average in 2024. Second baseman, so he's a good guy. Another MLBer, and so talk to me about their record.
What are you 4-0? You mean 0-4? Bro, I don't see them winning a game. Here. This is gonna be very tough. I mean. It surprised me, right? But I would be surprised if they win a game in this pool. They're gonna be. I see them as the relegation team. The team is gonna get relegated.
If they make it 2029, they could be another dangerous team with their young talent. So I mean, watch out. Maybe this one's not their tournament, but watch out for Panama.
Yeah, no, again, the thing is that they have a lot of, it's a bad combo in a way. They have a very, very, very young talent and very, very veteran talent, that's on the doubt side, right? So I think it's going to take, a tournament or two for them to find their spot again, particularly, when you have Colombia on this particular pool. I don't see them beating Colombia, right? So, I mean, if Colombia goes 1-3, that's a game, right? Okay. So I don't see them competing against anybody else. Anyways, this episode, again, proudly presented by F3athletics.com. Personalize your game, make it yours. Your That's your go-to shop for personalized sports gear for athletes, teams, and families. With over 16 years of crafting experience and an Etsy store ranked in the top 9%, F3athletics.com specializes in high-quality personalized items. Check them out on the web and use promo code BWB for a special discount, 10% discount, just for our listeners. Link to the store in the show notes. So thank you, F3 Athletics, for believing in us and sponsoring our content. Appreciate it.
And also, I want to say for us, give us ourselves a little plug. You can find us on Instagram at Ball Without Borders Pod. You can find us on Twitter at BWB Podcast _. You can find us on TikTok with Ball Without Borders Podcast, and Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, all Ball Without Borders Podcast, and obviously YouTube, Ball Without Borders Podcast. So those are all the places we are at, but hopefully we can expand them more and coming soon. But
and I want to take the opportunity, now that you mention it, I want to take the opportunity to thank you guys, to those that have already liked, subscribed, and watched our initial podcast. We are humbled by the support. We really appreciate it. This is a labor of love. I hope you realize that we love what we're doing, and we just love talking about baseball. So thank you for being here with us. Appreciate it. So Canada. Let's stop the mush stuff. Let's go to Canada now.
They got ginger over there, something like that, Canada, right? Their captain. It's not. Everyone knows who their captain is. Nothing needs to be said about their captain.
Freddie.
Do we need to say much about Freddie?
Not only one of the best players in the sport, but one of the best guys in the sport. One of the best family stories in this sport. I mean, that guy. I mean, come on. I mean, what? If there's a soul out there that doesn't like Freddie Freeman, you are the problem. You are the bad guy. Because I'm telling you that Freddie Freeman is a good guy. His family story. I mean, the dude is without reproach, and then the type of player he is. Oh my God! I mean, come on.
He's MVP candidate every year. Unfortunately, he's injured right now, but hopefully he can get back ready for the WBC. But he's gonna be the leader. You stick him in a third batter every game.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
But yeah,
and that team is that's a team.
Let's get into it.
That's a team. That's a team.
They have a good team.
Yeah, but you thought Cuba was better? Come on. I don't know. I think Canada's better.
But so let's talk about the next other people except for Freddie. So we're going for Freddie, then we're going.
Yeah.
There are other important players. The Naylor brothers. I'm gonna talk about the Naylor brothers.
Bro.
Josh and Bo Naylor.
Josh and Bo.
Two MLB guys. Josh was an All-Star last year. Posted a good season, great season. So it's another All-Star they have in their lineup. Bo's another young catcher. He's a great defender.
Mm-hmm.
Also can bat the ball. So the two brothers that Bo actually has a 99 OPS plus average.
Mm-hmm.
So another average hitter at the catcher position, which is difficult to find.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler O'Neill's another one that I have.
Man,
it's
a power.
If I saw him in the alleyway, I would definitely turn the other way, even though he's pasty white. But I would still turn around.
No, but he's jacked. That dude is jacked.
His power speed. Last year he had a career year, 847 OPS with 31 bombs. So he's a guy he's a scary hitter to go.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me about.
Yeah. So you have Freddie Freeman third. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and then him batting fourth.
Although O'Neill's got off to a slow, sluggish start this year, but the whole Orioles team has been in shambles.
Yeah, but I don't get, man.
He's a good player.
Whew, that is, that's, I don't know, this team. So you have, the thing is, you have like basically at the middle portion of the lineup, you have people with with great caliber and MLB experience, Freddie Freeman, Tyler O'Neill, the Naylor brothers, that kind of stuff. And then on the end caps, you have younger guys, guys that are coming, up and coming. Like you have, Edward Julian, the infielder for the playing second base for the Twins, He's up and coming, good but young, young guy. You have I don't know who you have, but right field, they probably could play Owen Casey. He's part of the Chicago Cubs organization. Another guy he's a left-handed hitter that has power, and also play discipline. So he gets on base a lot, right? So he probably will be their second batter.
And
but
I think their ace right now has got to be Nick Pivetta, Nick Pivetta's been in the league for a while. Hasn't been that good of a pitcher, but this year he is having a hell of a year. He has a 2.01 ERA with a 206 ERA plus. So he's 106% better than the average. Talk about an ace to have. I mean,
and he's always been a high strikeout guy too.
So he's been a high ERA guy. So he'll let a couple.
He's a high ERA, but also a high strikeout guy. So he's definitely going to be at the top of their rotation. Probably their quote unquote ace. Quantrill is another pitcher for them.
Younger guy, yeah.
On the younger guy, and he doesn't strike. He's the opposite. He doesn't strike out a lot, but he induces a lot of ground balls.
And Jameson Taillon's another pitcher that's been around. Forever.
Mm-hmm. He's a veteran.
Michael Soroka, he used to be really good for the Braves, but he's gotten injured after injury.
Talk about a wild card, because it will be a matter of whether he's healthy and he gets permission. But if Michael Soroka is up and going, he definitely brings depth to that rotation.
Him and Max Fried used to be battling in the spot, but he got injured. Yeah. So let's talk about their schedule. It's a little better now that we're getting into the top 3 teams.
Into the top 3 teams. Yeah.
The 7th, so they skip the 6th. They have an off day the first day of the tournament. The 7th, they play Colombia at night, so they play qualifier first.
Which is great.
Yeah. And the next day they play the 8th. The 8th they play Panama at night. So they have two.
Also
two.
Wow.
Play 2 bottom teams in the bracket. So a good start, good way to get so they can
get going.
But then at the end they boom.
They play the 8th, so they don't play on the 6th.
They'll play on the 6th, and then on the 9th they have an off day too.
So so they have an off day.
And 9th, and then the 10th they play Puerto Rico at night, and the 11th they play Cuba at night.
Wow.
They'll have night games.
Okay.
With night games, and honestly, the schedule is pretty good.
But they have breaks in between, so
and every game is night, so they have 24 days to recover, whatever. So, yeah.
That's good. So they have an advantage there for sure. I mean, if you look at it, from that perspective. So, who do you have? Tell me.
Let's talk about the lineup.
Tell me about the lineup.
So I got Julian batting first. Good contact guy, speed combo, contact speed combo.
Yeah.
Utility guy can play the outfield.
I think we're agreeing on these last few. We're agreeing on the.
I got Bo Naylor batting second.
Oh, you got him batting second. Okay.
Yeah, he's a speedy catcher, so I got him batting second. Good average hitter. Freddie, third batter. No need to say more.
There's no
Naylor,
denying.
Josh Naylor, the older brother. I got him batting DH. He's All-Star last year. Great bat. O'Neal I got playing left.
And batting 5th?
Yep. Batting, yes, 5th.
Man, if he gets right, forget it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he will. I mean, those things happen. But that lineup is scary.
6th batting. I don't even know how to say his name. Damanio Palmegiani.
Oh, I don't even have him in my lineup.
He's a 7-year minor leaguer, so he's one of those but he had a 949.
He's a lifer.
OPS. He had a 949 OPS in high A. So, but another one that's had success in professional ball. Yeah. I feel.
And what do you have him playing?
I have him playing at third base.
Third base, okay. So who I have at third base? Abraham Toro.
That's another one. He's an MLB guy.
But
I just went with the hot hand.
Because he's a switch hitting guy, but then I have him batting 8th, So,
Jared Young, I got him batting next at right field. He's an average hitter in the MLB from 2022 to 2023 with OPS pluses at 106 and 93. So it's a good average hitter again. One thing I will say, this Cannon lineup is pretty top heavy. Once you get to that bottom half of that,
it's gonna be It's pretty. I mean, but top heavy is
there's still minor leaguers and major leaguers.
I get. Okay, yeah, but when your top heavy is Freddie Freeman, Tyler O'Neill, the Naylor brothers, come on, bro. I mean, give me that top heavy. I'll take it.
And I got playing shortstop Otto Lopez.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Last year was his first full year at the MLB level. He ended with an 89 OPS plus, so a little under MLB average.
No,
but shortstops usually don't hit that well either.
Well, no, but now you expect them to hit to be good hitters.
Usually no, but yeah.
But he's a contact hitter, So listen, if he gets on base and gives you that opportunity, but he's a good player. He's a good player for sure.
And then playing center field, I got Desan Brown. He's a consistent 750 OPS guy in the minors with 20 stolen bases. You can book him for 20 stolen bases every year. So he's a good speed defense combo in center field, and 750 OPS is basically average. So average hitter at center field.
Yeah, I got a Denzel Clark playing center fielder. He's very athletic, with a lot of speed. Very, very similar to what you're talking about, and another defensive guy, So I don't think he brings much, with the bat. At the moment, but I guess they're plug and play, So it's you're gonna have to play the hot hand, in this.
It's too short to not.
Exactly, So that's what you're gonna have to look into.
So what's the record, Pito? Lima.
So I have them as a potentially. I see them as I have them as a number 2 team on that pool. That's my opinion. So I have them as a 3-1 team, at worst a 2-2 team.
Yeah, I have my 2-2, but I think they spoiler. I think they beat out for the second spot based on run differential. But I have my 2-2. So I have my 2-2.
Yeah, but I think I have them as a 3-1. That would be my expectation. Maybe a 2-2, but I fully expect, whether it's 3-1 or 2-2, I fully expect them to be the number 2 team.
Wow, fully.
On pool A. Yeah, I disagree with you on who you have as number 2.
No,
Which, speaking of which, let's go to Cuba.
Vamos para Cuba. I said it. Team Cuba, right? I think their X factor, their star player, their captain has got to be Luis Robel, who is not having the best year, especially in a year that he's been in a lot of trade talks, and also that team does not have anybody behind him. Talk about a guy who has no protection. He's started the year batting 186. But when he's right, he is an all-star MVP candidate. Yeah. So I think if Luis Robert can get either traded into a better situation or start playing better, he's a guy that you can look.
And defensively, he's a great center fielder. I mean, so there's no doubt about that. He brings speed also on the bases. That guy is good. I don't know exactly what's happening, currently, but I know the situation he's around is not helping him, Obviously, 186, it's bad, but talk about a guy that is it's a great player, and I hope he gets put in the right spot, see what happens,
And I got another key player who I got the Gurriel brothers. Another two good MLB vets. Yuli has been there, done that with that. He's gotten a World Series ring, whether it was or it was legit. He got a World Series ring with the Astros, and you got Lourdes, who's still playing right now. He's a productive outfielder for the coming back. So 2 good MLB vets. Yeah. Who can really? I mean, they can put their mark on this tournament.
Well, the thing to consider with the Cuban team is that Cuba has reversed their stance, and they're allowing now MLB players to play. But the opposite is true. There are some MLB players that are choosing not to play for the Cuban team for political purposes, and we're not going to talk about that right here, right now. So I don't know. I mean, like Luis Robert, decided to play for Cuba.
Gurriel played.
But I just don't know. For instance, I don't. You have to keep that in mind. You have to keep that in mind, right? Because I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Yordan Alvarez could play. I don't know if
That's another one. He's not played.
He has not played. So I don't know if he wants to, or if we would consider.
He's allowed to. Because he defected. So he's one of those people that defected. So we'll see. But that's another one I wrote. If he does play. If he plays,
Yeah, I just don't know if
This
he
team-
wants
this
to
team-
or if he will be allowed to play.
he
you know?
has to. He just as a hitter.
Yeah,
he has
as
the
a hitter?
ability
No.
to put them.
Yeah, forget him. You play him as a DH or whatever, but you find a spot to him on the lineup if he plays. You know. But that's the problem with the Cuban team, right? They have a lot of wild cards, you know, and when it comes to that sense.
Randy should be on this list too. I mean,
No,
it's
but
just
but Randy-
people that the government, you know, doesn't want them to play. And
No,
they-
but
they
he
have to
made
go.
he made the personal decision.
No,
He
yeah.
didn't even. He said, "I'm going to play for Mexico." So that, you know, they welcomed me and whatever. I mean, again, I don't want to get political, but you know, that's a wild card with the Cuban team. Truly, it's they have a lot of local. They're going to have to. They could fill up a team with just MLB talent, but you know, there's other factors in play that that hinder them from doing that, and that's to their detriment, you know. So that's why I think they're going to be the middle of the pack on this tournament. Could they, if they pull a lot of talent together, fantastic, you know. But I don't think it's going to happen for them, you know. And the fact is that their local baseball, you know, talent pool, not only because of defections and people going to the MLB, etc., but also their ability to develop like they used to do, money wise and whatever, has declined. You know, so it's not like it was back in the day. So we'll see what happens.
I think
And actually, when we go through the starting lineup, I don't know half of these guys, because all these guys, more than half of these guys,
Son hacer.
but well, they're
Son
Cuban.
hacer.
No, they're Cuban.
so tienen,
They're Cuban. No, for sure. But they're local Cuban guys. You see what I'm saying? You know, local Cuban guys from
So
the local Cuban league that it used to be in the past. You know, one of the best in the world, but it's not anymore. You know, that's the truth.
But I think their schedule, they got the best. Let's not forget they got to the semifinal, 2023 iteration, because they were on the Tokyo.
Yeah, but that's because of that's another story.
But,
Another story for another
I
day.
think they got the best schedule because they made it the furthest out of all the teams over here. They played this on the 6th. They played Canada on the day game. So the first game, the first game of our pool is to be Canada, Cuba.
Canada, Cuba. Okay.
And then the 8th, so they don't play the 7th.
No,
The
that's-
8th, they play Colombia on a day game.
Oh wow, that's good
Okay.
for them.
Then they play the 9th, PR, right?
Okay.
Play the 9th. And
That's
then-
gonna be a game.
Yeah. And
I mean, regardless of what happens, that's gonna be a
and
game.
then the 11th, so they skip the 10th. So they have 2 off days. They play Canada at night. So that's the last
Oh.
game of the pool.
Wow. Talk about that's gonna be a game. That's gonna be a game.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The 6th, they play Panama.
Oh, okay.
I say Canada twice.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
You're right.
So let's talk about the lineup. Dímelo.
So I mean,
Dímelo, I'll say it.
listen. If I have to admit, were it not for ChatGPT, I wouldn't have a lineup because I don't know half these guys. So guys, I'm talking. Thank you, ChatGPT.
Son Ensu?
En su casa lo conocen. Yeah, exactly. En su casa lo conocen. I don't know these guys. Erisbel Arruebarrena.
I got Luis Romero.
He's the shortstop, playing shortstop. I mean, apparently he's a very good defensive infielder. I don't know.
As second batter, I got Yohan Moncada. Then we forgot about another
I
batter.
forgot about
He
Yohan
played for
Moncada.
2023.
I don't forget. I haven't batting fifth.
But he's a good player. He's a switch hitter. He's back in the major leagues. He's on the Angels. So let's see if we get his back his stroke.
I have Robert batting second, playing center field. You know, over there.
Yeah.
So you have us third.
You're not.
You're done. Yeah, you're done. Alvarez. We both agree. There's that's it. Period. End of story. No more to say. Right. Then batting fourth.
Yadier Drake. Ahí estamos. Mira.
Drake. I have it on my list.
Arroz con
Thank
no
you,
sé, no sé cómo le dicen en Cuba, pero arroz con mira.
Arroz con moro y buscando al fondo del caldero. So Yadier Drake, I have him batting sixth. Apparently he's their first baseman.
I mean, he's a great consistent power bat in
But
Mexico.
in the Mexican league,
He
I guess he plays in the Mexican
Yeah,
league.
he's an 11 OPS. So he's a good.
Well, he's a good, but I just don't know him.
Fourth and fifth, I have the Guerrero brothers. So I have Yuli and Lourdes.
Oh
So I have those.
if they play, I mean,
Those are two
I
guys.
just don't know. I mean, I don't know what the deal is gonna be, but yeah, I'll be
I
good.
mean, Lourdes was a All Star. Don't forget in 2023.
Mhm.
So he's another great player. And then I think I got 87. That's who you got, 87.
Oh yeah.
And then
But instead they have the Ariel Martinez, their catcher.
Okay.
He's been playing in Japan for a long time, so and he seems to be a very good catcher. But honestly, again, I don't know.
Okay. And then batting eighth, I got Cesar Prieto. He was a flip-flopped AA, AAA guy.
Mm-hmm.
He in 2023 posted a 323 average with an 805 OPS. So he had a good year. Had success in professional.
Who do you have batting ninth?
Lorenzo Quintana, her catcher. We have different.
You have different catcher.
I don't know who it is, to be honest. But he has good defensive stats, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a lot of these guys that are playing in the Mexican and Japan leagues, so they have experience. It's not that they don't have experience.
Sure.
So,
For sure. So
anywho,
give me a record.
So I think this is going to be a 2-2 team. I think this is going to be a 2-2 team. I have them. I have them beating Colombia. I have them beating Panama, but I don't see them. I mean, I just don't see them beating the more established teams of Puerto Rico and Canada. I think that the talent level is not the same. I mean, obviously, the talent level that they're going to be able to pull is not the same. So let's see what happens. But now, if a lot of
2-2, and then the lower team in differential. So I got Canada passing through.
Yeah, me too. Me too, for sure. So, and now we go to guys. Not to no surprises here, but ¡Viva Puerto Rico, güey! ¡Vamos pa' encima! We're not buying it all. No, not at all, guys. Not at all. And by the way, guys, one of the things that I love the most about the atmosphere of these games is all the sounds, the music. How these games are gonna be entertained and done over there. I mean, this is gonna be phenomenal.
So let's talk about Mambo.
I cannot wait.
Okay?
I cannot wait.
We already have a Capitan.
Oh yeah.
Francisco Lindor, another one that doesn't need a lot of words to speak on. He's a great player, even better guy. Another one of those guys, a great guy. He's right now this year he has 297 average, 8 home runs with a 145 OPS plus. I mean, and
let's
defense.
not forget about Javi. Javi Baez, papi. Let's go. He is back. He's back. I cannot be happier. For that guy. He's been sucking wind for the last 2 or 3 seasons.
He's been cashing checks.
But he's made differences. I mean, he's made changes at the plate. He's actually closer.
He's been open to switching positions, filling his role. Another one that Rafael Devers does not know how to do. Just play first base, bro. You're one of the. We'll get to that pool, but you're one of the worst defensive third basemen.
I know.
Get over to first base, bro.
Not only that. I know. But Javi, center fielder right now. He's one of the top center fielders.
And he's playing great defense. He robbed a home run the other day.
One of the top center fielders.
Who would have thought?
In the MLB? Who would have thought? And he's batting, over 300. Mm-hmm. Come on, Javi.
132 OPS plus.
Let's go. That's what we needed. We need the same thing from Carlos Correa. Carlito, Charlie Belt. We need you.
If we don't know, Carlos Correa is my favorite player in the league.
Yeah, Diego sees stars for Carlos Correa.
In a little weird way.
Yeah, in a lot of weird way.
But he's not had the best start to the season. But he's another one that didn't play in 2023. But another one that brings
not the best start is a compliment, Diego.
Okay, let's move on. But do you want to talk about a leader? There's nobody who's a better leader than Carlos Correa.
That's true.
He's gonna leader that troops. Another one that we didn't have in 2023 who's back. Officially, Seth Lugo.
Oh, Seth Lugo, baby!
Big one.
Pitcher.
Talk about consistency.
Yeah.
He's been in the league for forever. He can give us great innings, a great ace to have. I couldn't be happier than he's playing.
No, I couldn't be happy. No. He's that's going to be a wild card for us. His pitching prowess, that's going to be phenomenal. We need that. We need that, and it's just. And going back to Javi Baez, and we haven't gone into the lineup just yet, but he gives us so much flexibility. in terms of being able to having the outfield, because now he could play DH, he could play second base, he could play outfield for us. I mean, come on. I mean, that gives us, Javi, so happy to have you back, baby. Back where you belong.
Let's hope he keeps us.
Keep it going. Though.
Let's talk about their schedule. So they're the host. Their host team. They play on 6th, the night game. The first day of the tournament, Friday. They play Colombia, so they open up against the qualifier, which is I'd rather play against Panama. But the next day they play the 7th, the night game. They play Panama. So they play Colombia.
So we got two warm up,
and then so they play.
But again, Colombia's dangerous, bro.
They skip the 8th, so they have an 8th off day, and then on the 9th they play Cuba.
That's going to be a game, bro.
And then the 10th, they play Canada. So they play Cuba, Canada, back-to-back. And so, yeah, that's their schedule. Also, another good schedule, pretty spread out. I think Puerto Rico has the arms to sustain it, but it's just another fact that they have to be wise while using their arms and with restrictions and everything. So, yeah. Let's talk about the lineup, Pito. I've been so excited. I've been waiting to talk about this.
I think my first batter... El Capitán.
Lindor, papi.
Don't you?
Yo veo a alguien, mira.
Lindor, papi, Lindor is my number one.
Okay. I got second hitter, I got Helio Ramos. Great speed and power combo. He's at a 114 OPS plus, so a little down year, but last year was all-star last year.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He had a little bit down year, but still he's a
for
above average hitter.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's still early, and it's just May.
Yeah,
just May.
But yeah. And then third batter I got Correa. What he batted in 2017 for us. He had missed out because of 23 about an injury from a massage. A massage.
Charlie Belt, we need to talk. Anywho, we expect you this time, though. Carlos, we need you. And we need your bat, too. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. So I'm playing third base for us. And then a wild card. I got batting fourth. I got Riley Green playing left field, batting fourth. If he has la mamá de la mamá de la mamá de la mamá Boricua, so he's got 1/8 octoroon, 1/8 Boricua, whatever, but he's eligible.
Afternoon. Let's go.
And I think that he's expressed interest in playing.
Yeah.
So let's see if he
will be. If we can get, he'll be a great addition to not just to the outfield, but also for power. Which is something that we kind of sort of lacking over here. We have bats, but we lack power, and Riley Green will be nice. Will be a great addition. That's a good one. Who else?
And fifth, I got Miranda.
Okay.
Good, consistent contact hitter. MLB vet. Also didn't play for 2023 because he had an injury. Late scratch. He was
going to play. No, he was committed. He just couldn't make it. At the very end. But
and then I got batting sixth. And Mago, he's back.
Man.
Batting sixth, playing second base.
I cannot believe it. You haven't played second base?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What do you have him playing?
So it's I don't know, because then now you have that opening, right? Where you could play him center field. I
don't think you can put him at DH. He's one of the best defensive players in the league. I don't think you can put him at DH.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, you play him on the infield, you play on the outfield, right? So it's something to consider, right? Something to consider. I mean, again, back in 2023, Carlos Correa third base, Lindor at short, and Javi at second. Oh my goodness!
No, 2017. 2023, Correa didn't play.
Yeah. Correct. Sorry, 2017. That was phenomenal. Yeah. I just don't think that they. I don't know. I don't know.
I think the last hurrah as a you got to run it back as a Javi second base.
It will be cool to see. It will be cool to see. It will be cool to see. But again, he gives us that flexibility. Yeah. He gives the flexibility. So.
And I got MJ batting DH. Let's talk about a guy who's colder than Antarctica. He's a cold bat. He played with us 2023. He was, I guess, an okay hitter for us. But I think also he's another power bat. And a power bat is something that we not rich over here.
Yeah, we're not rich.
Somos rico.
Yeah, we need
in Puerto Rico.
We need that help. There's no doubt about it.
Definitely, MJ Melendez can help us in that. But he's a lefty bat. So,
No, we need that help. There's no doubt about it.
You have MJ in
Yeah, I have him. On the line. Yeah.
And then my next guy, I got Willie Castro. He's a utility guy who hasn't started high. He's batting 214 right now. But last year is another guy who can play different positions. Can You can book him for 20 stolen bases a year,
Mhm.
and he's a good contact guy. So another good. You're gonna see us name a lot of twins. We got about like 5 or 6.
Yeah, we got
so,
twins.
Twins is San Juan ahí al lado.
Mhm.
Like I don't know what's going on. Twins. I'm not complaining, but yeah.
Yeah, for me, yeah, and our pitching is going to be solid. If Seth already said he was going to play,
Berrios.
and Berrios, is going to play. Now the wild card is whether Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz says he would play if he gets the permission.
Yeah.
That will be a wild card because then will be we have his brother as a setup, he's a great setup. But if Edwin is not the closer for us, that will be a wild card, to see what happens.
Actually,
but
Alexis got sent down. If you didn't know, he got sent down.
Oh
recently.
no, I didn't know that. No.
He got sent down.
I
But
didn't know that.
hopefully it's just a reboot or something.
Yeah,
But,
we'll see.
Some people do that.
But that's I think
good.
to be honest, I think our bullpen is strong if Edwin and Alexis are up.
I
if
hope
if
he's
they're
able-
not,
'cause
it's gonna be tough.
Edwin got hurt. It was a freak. It wasn't even
Mhm.
playing. He was just a freak accident.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. The 8th batter got Kike. Then ultimate boarding place.
Kike, bro.
Been with us 2017, 2023. and now
Kike has
2026.
to be part of that lineup.
He's
Kike,
batting
one
eighth,
way or the
ultimately,
other.
I don't even have a position for him. I'm
One
just
way or the other.
Whatever's left, he'll play.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
an ultimate utility guy.
Whatever.
He's
whatever.
hitting for power this year, not for average. He's got 6 home runs. He's got about 7 hits.
Yeah.
So 6 of them been home runs.
Yeah, I'll take it.
But yeah. And
I'll
then
take
catcher, pick your poison. Christian Vasquez or Maldonado. Maldonado's a more defensive catcher.
We got
Vasquez,
Maldonado. We got Caratini too.
Caratini.
So we got. I mean, catcher.
Vasquez.
Catcher defensive wise, we got it. Just that none of our catchers currently are really good hitters. But other than that, we have
So what's your non-biased? We're a non-biased show.
not unbiased. Absolutely unbiased.
What's your record?
We're going for an O, baby. We're going for an O, baby.
Seca.
No doubt about
Seca,
it.
papi.
No doubt about it. That's it. I mean, what you think? What you think you were gonna say? 4-0, baby. 4-0.
We're gonna
4-0,
wrap it up
baby.
on episode 2. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you
Stay
guys for
tuned.
watching, baby.
For episode 3, we go over Pool B.
And thanks again to F3athletics.com. Please go look for your athletic gear over there. We thank them for being our sponsor. We're excited to have them here. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And like, comment, subscribe. Nos vemos.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Nos vemos.